a rap video. You know, the short shifters are like short shifters, but this is like short shifter. What are you doing?
Well, we're not taking this.
Have you seen the price of petrol? Welcome back, guys, to another MVM vlog. Hope you guys enjoy this one. What the? So in today's vlog, we'll be covering the tuning and Meth integration on this E82 135i. Now the 135i comes in two variants, that of the N54 and the N55. This is the LCI model, so it has the N55 engine, and as you're probably aware on our channel, we do cover a lot of N55s, isn't that right? So yeah, their first revision of the N55 has a slightly different setup. It comes with a slightly different ECU as well. There's less to control, and also a turbocharger that's pneumatically controlled. So the car's already come with a whole heap of modifications pre-installed with this InGen intake, charge pipe, upgraded coil packs and a full exhaust system. The E82 models are getting rarer, and it's a beautiful car from the inside and out. This is the 6-speed manual variant, and it has this beautiful extended short shifter as well, and a beautiful suede Alcantara steering wheel with the LED display too. But the E82 model is quite rare, so it'll be interesting to see what we can get out of it. I mean, the customer understands the limitations of the high pressure fuel pump, the pneumatic wastegate, turbocharger, so we are fitting Meth integration as well to kind of substitute a little and see what we can achieve today. Beautiful car, isn't it? What good modifications. It's got the F series wheels on there, so it almost looks like the F22 240i 235i, which is nice, and it's got good kind of modifications. Short shifters mint, like, it's, you know, the short shifters are like short shifters, but this is like short shifter. You can hardly feel it. I can't imagine what this is going to be like on track. Absolute beast. Yeah, it's so common to see an F series in here, but it's nice to work on an E series. Bench and locking first, so we'll have to take the ECU out, kind of back it up first, kind of patch it, and then put it back in before we can OBD tune. Imagine doing a bench tune every single time on the dyno for like a Meth install. But yeah, usual Meth install on this. So we've got the Snow Performance VC50 progressive Meth controller with our kind of solenoid and 200 psi pump. We're not going to make it 100% Meth dependent, but we'll kind of see where the limitation of the stock high pressure fuel pump is. So the problem with the pneumatic wastegate vehicles is as soon as you go over kind of 18 psi, it starts blowing open the wastegate, and it can't hold any pressure at the top end. Unlike the electronic wastegate vehicles on the F series, we can kind of go like 420, 430 brake horsepower. That's what we target. On Meth, it'll be interesting to see what we can get from this setup. RS3 in for full inspection. Customers bought this car and it looks completely stock, although everything under the car looks like it's been tampered with before. I mean, the sump's got silicone sealants on it. The actual sump nut itself is rounded off. All the bolts are missing for the prop shaft, and on the downpipe, it's a shame because majority of cars are now going into second and third ownership, and they basically are getting abused and put back to stock, and then new potential buyers are buying them with loads of underlying issues. But yeah, we'll give it a full inspection, make sure it's running right before we put our stage 2 package. So stage 2 package on the Dazza vehicles is a air intake system with a intake elbow from our intercooler and a high flow downpipe. Now we do have a brand new shielded high flow downpipes. I'll leave a link below for you guys to go purchase them, and obviously we've got a full stage 2 package for these, kind of 520, 530 brake horsepower, 99 RON fuel. So yeah, give us a shout for all your RS3 stuff. So car's on the ramp for a full inspection and diagnostics. Diagnostic report shows a few intermittent misfires. I mean, that could be down to the coil packs and then being changed. And it's got a random stall on there as well, but we won't know until we take it off. But at the same time, the charge pipe's coming off so that we can drill and tap it for the Meth integration and then see what we can achieve from this setup today. Times, you know what time it is? Lunchtime. They wanted it, let's give it to them. Like, they missed the lunchtime antics, so let's go get some food. What are you doing?
Taking this.
Have you seen the price of petrol?
What, we're going to get in this though. What are you sitting there?
It's coming off your food bill. Sun's out, G80's out. So, I want to test this out basically. You know, if you go to a tight space, like, I don't know. Let's say we go left, right, left, and then, like, we're struggling to get out, like there's loads of cones. If you go to reverse assistant, you engage reverse gear, look at
what?
Look what it's doing. It's taking me out of the spot that I got into.
Oh, the exact same way you're going in?
Yep. Like possessed. Anyway, food! Jack a potato? Nah. Need some protein. Oh, kind of got the hang of getting out of that now. Still difficult, still difficult. We went to a meet yesterday and no one could understand as to how difficult it was, so we gave them a try. 3 or 4 guys were like, they couldn't do that on a daily basis. But yeah, in comparison, look, there's an F82 M4 here. What do you guys think, the G series or the F series? I mean, I'm more swung to this in terms of its, you know, capabilities, but in terms of daily driving and the aggression from an M car, I'm still swung by the F series. Let me know. Why are you always recording me in the sunlight? I'm squinting. And for lunch?
Salad.
Salad? You know what's funny? Every time I go shopping now, people come up to me, oh, you're that guy off Officially Gassed? Jamie, if you're watching, yeah, people know me through your video. They don't know me through my YouTube. But you can see there, like, if I turn DSC off now, we're wheel spinning in 5th gear. That's crazy. Basically, anything green is good for you. That's me, that is. Smoked salmon. So practical. This car is so practical. We have Korean sweet chili ramen. We used to some fancy places, isn't it? Play a game. See if Times can hold the camera straight when I put my foot down. Yeah? What about now? So Meth integration is now complete. Slightly different to the F series models. Obviously you've got this big relay box on the E series that you need to run the cables and the line under, but it's still 1 gallon tank in the boot with the pump. We've got the VC50. We don't know where we're going to mount it yet. Customer hasn't given us any gauges and we don't want to be drilling right into the dash itself. So we're waiting for the BM5 nozzle, which is just a nozzle to top up. Customer doesn't want it Meth dependent, but we want to see how far we can take it with the stock fuel pump. Again, these run like 150 bar of fuel pressure in comparison to the later variants of the N55, which run 200 bar. So I'm more interested than you guys. So let's get it on the dyno, get some baseline runs, do a data log and see if boost pressure is being hit and what the fueling is like, and then start tuning. So completely stock ECU software on this 135i. With these bolt-ons there, the Meth is still turned off. It's just run 311 brake horsepower, 437 newton meters of torque, which is about right for factory figures. But looking at the data log, it's over boosting dramatically, closing the throttle body, pulling loads of time in. So we're going to have to take this incrementally and see how the turbo responds. So just kind of base level, kind of stage 1 boost levels, it's around 328 brake horsepower, 500 newton meters of torque, so we're heading in the right direction. There's 0 timing pull at the minute, so it's got good fuel in there, good plugs, good coils, so we'll continue. So far 347 brake horsepower. We're heading in the right direction. A bit more timing. Let's see what the limit of the stock high pressure fuel pump is. So kind of stage 2 power levels now. It is still closing the throttle body a little, but it's just around 359 brake horsepower, 558. We can't get any more torque than this. This is probably the limit because the wastegate is blowing open, regardless of whether we put 100% duty cycle on there. So now we can add the Meth, add a bit of time in, and see what we can get. Again, like I said, we're not going to compare it to an electronic wastegate vehicle, and it's not going to be Meth dependent. So let's see what we can achieve. So final results for this BMW 135i, NVM Stage 2 Plus mapping. So that's a Stage 2 setup with Meth integration. It's only a small Meth nozzle, so we're not going Meth dependent on there, but it should reduce overall intake temperatures. Final results today, 379 brake horsepower, 564 newton meters of torque, which is absolute savage for a pneumatic wastegated E-Series car.
Take it on the test drive then.
Well, I wish we could take it on a test drive, but because it took so long to get the Meth installed, it's gone past 6:30 now, so I think we're going to have to go on a little test drive tomorrow and sign it off for the customer.
The next day.
Time to take the 135i out for a quick data log session, just to make sure it's running on the road as it does on the Dyno. First things first, the N55 sounds immense. I do miss it. And also this 6-speed manual box is gorgeous. It's got this short shifter on there. I need to find out what brand it is because it's so precise and it goes into every gear so quick. Really does make it feel like a race car. I mean, this is a pneumatic wastegate car. I mean, we could probably take it a bit further, but this turbocharger itself, once it got to about 80% duty cycle, it started to blow the wastegate open. So we've kept the boost nice and steady and nice and healthy as well, so it doesn't overshoot dramatically, especially when the Meth comes on. As you're probably aware, as soon as Meth sprays, it cools the charge temperature, and that in itself can be almost a boost spike, and that causes fuels to trim, ignition to be pulled. So getting it set up takes hours on the dyno. For you guys, it looks like 2 minutes on the dyno. For us, in total, how long?
Hours.
7 hours on the dyno. We're actually looking and thinking about doing a project car with an engine swap. If you haven't seen that video, I'll leave a link up there for you guys to go check it out. We will have to revisit it and finally make a decision for a track car. This car is so playful, it's well set up. So lowering springs with the big brake conversion. So I hope everyone enjoyed that vlog. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. NVM, home of the N55s.